Hey, 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 welcome back to Melinda's and Ray's Messy Sink. Ray is working tonight, so he's not going to be on this video, but I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you a little bit about something that I'm learning about myself on this carnivore journey. As you guys all know, a big part of the carnivore, ketovore, keto, whatever spectrum that you're on, a big part of that journey is making sure that you have a support system. So, a big thing with us is our support system usually involves lots of really good friends and family, but it somehow ties back to food. So, for social events, maybe we're going to grab dinner and then go do something. Maybe we're going to do something and then grab dinner. Maybe we're going to grab ice cream. It typically circles around some type of food consumption. With having a good support system, your friends, family, or whomever is your support system needs to realize that food is no longer going to be your focus and be willing to support you as that makes changes to social situations. Fortunately, we have been very blessed with our support system. Typically, those conversations look like, hey, we want to go here and do this thing. But do you want us to eat before we connect with you guys? Or do you want us to break off after we're done with the event and then grab dinner? Or I'm going to let you guys pick a restaurant that will work within your diet plan. If your friends and family, after you've educated them on what the requirements of your diet looks like, if your friends and family are not supporting you on your change, you may want to rethink them by first retraining them, I should say. And then if they continue to try to tempt you on things, it may be something where you pause that relationship until you are sure that your food addiction's gone, that you're in a very comfortable spot with your lifestyle, and that they have found some type of understanding that you can't do the things that you used to do because you're on a health journey. If they're hesitant or if they're trying to sabotage your health journey, that would be where you would maybe want to pause that relationship and do some soul searching to figure out why this person wouldn't be supporting you when you're trying to be the best person that you can be for your family. I did some research because I fall in this category. I'm lucky that my support system is very accommodating, but where I fall is that our social interactions typically revolve around food. And that comes from the fact that I am always at home. I work from home Monday through Friday. And so, me getting out of the house, me doing some social type things, typically involves eating out. I have learned that once I start eating out, it's a really slippery slope for me, and different kinds of food start sneaking in. I usually do pretty good for about one meal, and then next thing you know, I catch myself at the bottom of a big hill. I've cheated. I feel horrible about myself that I can't stick to the diet, those kinds of things. So, what I've done is I went through and I did some research on figuring out some different types of social activities that do not deal with food. These may take a little bit more planning with your social circles or your support system, but I think having a really good plan, if you're like me, for reasons to be out of the house that do not involve food, will help you be successful big picture. So I wanted to go through some of these ideas with you. Some of them make common sense, and maybe some of them may be a new idea that you hadn't heard. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, I have a list of 10 things that I want to try. Some may be a hit and some may not be, but you'll never know unless you try. So, the first thing that I found in my research was volunteer together as a group. So maybe you are going to do some kind of volunteer work at your children's museum or at the I don't know if you guys have it in your area, like the Boys and Girls Club or the YMCA, somewhere where you're making a difference in your community. If you have skills such as Ray, you could volunteer to be like a referee of a sport, or you could do some type of volunteer activity where you are giving back to the youth or to a needy part of your community. So, number one is go volunteer somewhere. The second thing is similar to volunteering, but it is planning random acts of kindness. There has been many studies that show if you do something kind for others, that it makes you feel good as well. So I have a really good friend that her mission is to help the homeless. And what she does in her car, she always has like a gallon-sized Ziploc bag with toiletries, clean socks. There's a little gift card in there for if she sees anyone that's homeless, that may be hungry or maybe just needing something to make them feel good. Maybe it's winter and they need warm socks, and she hands out those gallon-sized bags. That would be a random example of kindness. So think of what warms your heart and figure out where in your community that you could go to do those types of random acts of kindness. There are so many of them. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be anything with the homeless, but maybe foster children are your passion, or maybe abused women is your passion. Whatever your passion is, make sure that you find something that you're helping, and you will get so much enjoyment from doing that as well. The next thing is, and this is kind of funds, money prohibited, but whatever works for you. If you do have a little bit of extra cash and it helps build in some exercise, go bowling, go play putt-putt, go axe throwing, go swimming. Whatever makes you get a little bit more movement in your day, but also piques that competitive side. Ray and I tend to be pretty competitive, so he normally wins, not even gonna lie, but just between me and you, he normally wins. But every once in a while, I'll sneak in and win. But it gets us out of the house, it gets us moving, and we also have tons of fun because usually when my clumsy self's around, something tends to go sideways. The next one is go to a sporting event in your area. Or if, finances are a situation, go to your family that have children, go to their youth activities. It could be volleyball. Leah plays volleyball. It could be soccer. Titus plays soccer. It could be the orchestra. It could be the school play. Go to support your family's youth in whatever it is that they're involved in. It could be the local 4-H. Maybe your family children, they show animals at the 4-H, or they have a sewing project or an art project. You're supporting your loved ones at the same time you're out of the house and you are doing something social that does not involve food. The next one is head out to a flea market or to an antique mall. Maybe you're trying to find something very specific for a certain area of your home, or you're trying to find a gift. Head out and you might be able to find a bargain in a flea market, yard sale, or an antique mall type setting. Once again, it gets you out of the house, and food is not the main focus of leaving home. Next one, this can be done for free. It's go hiking or go walking. Maybe you have a state park that you can go hiking in that doesn't charge you an entrance fee. Or maybe you have a walking track at your community park, or maybe you have a walking trail through your neighborhood. You're up, you're moving around, and you're getting in steps and exercise that will help you get closer and closer to your healthier lifestyle. There are probably several other types of things that you can do. Ride a bike if you have a bike. Um, Go fly a kite if you happen to have some kites in the garage. Go fishing. In my area, they have free fishing days without a license. So there's all kinds of different things you can do. You just may have to do a little bit of research to keep things interesting, and so that you're not doing the same walk around your neighborhood day after day after day. You never know. You might run into somebody fun in a new neighborhood and get to know new people. The next one is, what about hosting a game night at your house? We love to play board games. We love to play cards. My husband is over the top competitive when it comes to cards. I can't even have him be my partner. I'm not even going to lie, y'all. And I can talk about him because he's not here. But plan a game night. Maybe you guys are Dungeons and Dragons people. Maybe you are video game people. Whatever it is that your group of friends likes to do, host one of those nights, and just make sure that you let it be known that they need to eat before they come over, so that there isn't anything tempting in the house. Next is a great one. Take up a new hobby with some of your friends. Maybe you've been wanting to learn how to sew. Maybe you've been wanting to learn how to paint. Maybe you've been wanting to learn how to do some type of pottery or something like that. Maybe there's a guest speaker coming to a bookstore near you. Maybe you want to take your children or your nieces and nephews to children's hour at your public library. There's lots of different types of free things that you can do, such as that, or you can take up a new hobby that you've always wanted to try. Maybe it is crocheting. Maybe it's latch hook. I'm not sure what it is for you. Maybe it's you want to learn how to put on makeup and you want to go get a facial. I'm not sure what those things cost in your area, but just trying to give you some ideas of things that you can research that will give you options. The next one, whenever I read this, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this idea. It is hosting a clothing swap. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is great. So as we become healthier versions of ourselves, we're going to probably have some clothes that we need to donate to others. And your friends may have clothes that you're getting into their size that they may be ready to part with. And it's a win-win situation. So why don't you host a big clothing swap between your friends, and then anything that's left over doesn't go back in the closet. It goes to your local charity to help out the community. And last but not least, one thing that we like to do, although there is typically food and drink at this types of event, so you kind of got to be careful and you got to plan and you got to be ready. That's the thing. Wherever you are in your journey, you have to be ready to where you know that you're going to be successful. We love to go to the movies or to comedy shows. Typically, the very first thing that hits you whenever you walk in the movie theater is popcorn, and you just want popcorn so bad, if you're like me. At the comedy theater, typically they've got drink specials and they've got appetizers. That may not be the place for you for a little while until you get to your healthy weight and until you have mastered any type of food triggers that you have. But once you're there, these are great alternatives to go and laugh and be captivated by either a comedian or a movie that can get you out of the house and let you have some fun. The next thing I want to talk a little bit about is, most importantly, is to have a plan. You have to be ready. No matter any of those things on the list that we talked about, whether you have a cooler with your water in it, whether you've got bacon chips so that in case you get hungry, whether you need some lunch meat, some healthy lunch meat options, maybe you make some type of to go container of food so that while you're out and about, if you get hungry or thirsty, you're prepared in the car with things that will keep you on plan. You guys, I know that you have this. I know you can do it. You can help me come up with ideas. Be sure to leave those in the comments below because I am ready to get out of my house and the weather is nice and I'm I always want to go get to do something food related though. I want to go to the boat sport and travel show, but we're going to meet for lunch first. I want to go camping, but my friends are going to make dinner on the fire. Although they won't tempt me at all because I've got a really good support system. But the minute that I smell it, then I'm going to want it. So I need to make sure that I'm prepared. I just want to spend a little bit of time to you today from my office. This is a little bit of a test run, figuring out how that my camera works on my Mac computer at my desk because we're preparing for those lives that you guys told me about. So new place. We're missing Ray tonight though, but just wanted to share something that was important to me on my heart, and that is to make sure that you are in a situation to where social circumstances, you're ready to deal with those. I don't want you to get discouraged and feel like that you have to stay home all the time due to finances or due to food or due to your social circle. Go through, do your research, and find something. And it can be just like one thing for 1 hour a day to start with. Y'all, you can do it. I can do it. You can do it. We can do it together, y'all. Just wanted to take a minute to thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section below of any other kinds of ideas that you guys like to do that does not involve food whenever you're wanting to get out of the house. As always, don't forget, Jesus loves you. We'll see you in the next one.